Secretary of State Rubio, he's essentially in charge of 4 agencies right now. Do you think that we're going to see a new national security advisor? Like, is he going to have this role, or what's going to be happening long term for him? Is he stretched too thin right now?
Well, Rubio's star is definitely rising within the Trump orbit right now. You mentioned he's the head of 4 agencies now. He was Secretary of State. He's head of USAID. He's the National Archivist. Now he's going to be the interim National Security Advisor. You know, we mentioned earlier about how the conclave's coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if Trump would put his name in for Pope at this point. Rubio's taking on a lot of different responsibilities right now. And so far, it means that Trump is really blessing him with these responsibilities because he sees him as capable of doing this. But as we've seen in previous administrations, the more responsibilities someone has, especially someone as ambitious as Rubio, who could run in 2028, the more visible you are and the more chance you have to fail. So we're watching this very closely. We do believe that Trump will name another national security advisor here within the next few weeks. But for now, Rubio's going to be holding that down, and he'll hold the dual roles of national security advisor and Secretary of State for the first time since Henry Kissinger did in Richard Nixon's administration all those decades ago.
I'm not sure if you've seen these hats running around where you live, but I bet a bunch of our viewers have the Trump 2028 red MAGA type hats.
Oh, yeah.
The president was pressed about this merchandise promoting this like 3rd term, right? And if he would try to go for this, here's what he had to say.
So many people want me to do it. I have never had requests so strong as that. But it's something that, to the best of my knowledge, you're not allowed to do. I don't know if that's constitutional that they're not allowing you to do it or anything else, but there are many people selling the 2028 hat, but this is not something I'm looking to do.
All right, so he threw cold water on it, which he has not done in the past. So he did make some news there. But as we know, the 22nd Amendment says no president can be elected into office more than 2 terms. But we are seeing a lot of his allies pushing for this. We've had Steve Bannon on this network talking heavily about it, too. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think it's because it's hard to imagine a world where Trump isn't running for president. Think about the last almost 10 years or so. He's constantly been running for president. He's constantly been in the mix, and it's hard to imagine him not seeking the White House in some capacity. I do think that, you know, some of his allies are urging him to run in 2028, Steve Bannon, you mentioned, but there are a lot of people who are working within the administration right now who are probably breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief after that interview on Meet the Press. I think it's Marco Rubio is breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief, and so is J.D. Vance as well, who has made no bones about his future ambitions as well. So it's going to be kind of a free-for-all here, but the race is going to be for Trump's endorsement because he's going to enjoy probably being a Republican kingmaker here coming up in 4 years.
Yeah, but, you know, leave it to American politicians to be talking about the next presidency already and who's going to be carrying the torch when we're marking the 100 days milestone of the first year of this term. But we mentioned earlier Republicans are looking to meet a July 4th deadline to pass Trump's tax cuts. Does it look like Republicans are going to be able to get this done?
That's the about $880 billion question right now here on Capitol Hill if Republicans can get this deal done. So far, there are so many disparate groups right now over the tax cuts, over what the reconciliation bill is going to look like. If there's going to be cuts to Medicaid is the big fight going on right now with swing district and swing state Republicans like David Valadao out in Southern California arguing that they cannot touch Medicaid right now. The problem is there's not going to be a whole lot of room for them to shave off these $880 billion worth of savings that the bill wants without touching Medicaid. It's a very ambitious goal right now. Congress, even under unified control, has not been passing a whole lot of legislation in the first 100 days of Trump's new administration. They've only passed and signed into law 5 pieces of legislation, and a lot of that legislation is carried over from the last few months of Biden. So this is a Congress that is narrowly divided, not just among the traditional Democrat and Republican partisan lines, but within the parties as well. And it's been historically ineffectual so far in passing laws. It's going to be a marathon. It's a while until 4th of July right now. So it feels like it's going to be a marathon, but they're going to be sprinting this marathon all the way till the 4th of July.
All right, Kirk A. Bado, thank you so much for joining us and breaking down a lot of the stories today. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.